Welcome, fellow Mooncats. This is the fire reading for the month of February. So those of you who feel drawn to the element of fire, or if you have a fire sign, then this video is for you. You may notice the horse here. Horse wanted to come out today, and horse energy has to do with willpower and free will, so that may have somewhat to do with your reading. So we're going to begin by pulling the very first card as our overall theme card for the reading. It tells us what we're going to be discussing or talking about. The card to come out is the Lover's card. So, in this card, we see a dragon of fire meeting a dragon of water, and they complement each other perfectly. We see the symbols of union in balance with the koi fish in the pond and the birds in the background. They are complementing each other's posture, and here they meet. So today we're going to be discussing romantic partners. Okay. There is another possibility with the Lover's card. In the classic tarot, this used to be called the Choice. And it could be dealing with spiritual issues of finding your true balance between masculine and feminine energy. So we'll see with the cards that come out what our reading is. Which way is this reading leading? Okay. See if we can get a little more of the table in. There we go. We can at least go out this far. Okay, so this is unstructured. I'm doing an intuitive reading, which means I'm just going to keep drawing cards until I feel that the message is complete. If you enjoy watching the selection process, please continue on. If you would like to jump ahead, there are timestamps on the video, so feel free to jump ahead to the reading if you like. And feel free to stay if you like to. All right, so just with the context of what's come out so far, I do feel that we are definitely speaking about romance here. We're definitely going to be talking about romantic relationships in the past or present and future. That's what I see here. That's too many cards. Let's just get one at a time. Okay, I'm going to adjust the camera later because we got too many cards here. But, wow, this is a lot of back and forth energy. All right, the dragons have much to say today. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna make another layer because there's more to this yet. Okay, I'm going to angle the camera so you can get a better view of the cards, because as it turns out, there's quite a big spread today. Let's see. I want you to be able to see what I see, but I'll be pulling the cards up too to help with that. Okay. There is a lot going on here, and it feels like maybe there's a lot of people involved, but the core thing, the core part of this reading today, let's see if I can get this right in the middle. what's most essential to the reading today is our theme card here. So this is your journey to your soulmate. This is your journey to that divine love, that divine union, where it's in the soul contract. You're meant to be. This is a perfect complement to each other. This is fire and water, not in a way that doesn't mix, but in a way that creates a balance of energy, a balance of opposites. So perhaps the person you're going to meet is going to be someone who is a bit opposite to you. And you know how they say that opposites attract. Okay, and I want to get a little more view of the lower cards. Okay, let's see if we can do that. Okay. Now, it was interesting to me. I don't usually pull out animals in the elemental reading, but horse really wanted to come forward today. I felt that. And I mentioned briefly that horse has to do with free will and our willpower, which usually means we need to overcome the influence of others to find our power within ourselves. All right, so I want horse to be front and center as we consider that. Just keep that in mind. Consider where perhaps you need to express your free will or overcome the influence of others. Okay. So, you the seeker, the person that I am reading for, the person that this reading is for, begins this journey in the Queen of Swords energy. This is a queen card, but you could be a man in the Queen of Swords energy too. This energy is almost entirely cold. It is calculating. This will measure an individual and see very clearly whether they are truthful or not. This is, you see the golden egg that's been cracked by the sword and those butterflies that emerged from it. You see the posture of the dragon leaning her head on the sword. These are lessons that were hard to learn that bring you to this point where you may have been the Queen of Cups before, the person who would openly give your heart. And now you're very guarded. And you have no problem cutting someone away if they are not a good influence on you. If they are going to be draining, vampiric, narcissistic, toxic in any way, then you'll have nothing to do with them. And because you have learned this lesson of how to defend and guard yourself, then there is a certain peace that comes with that. As you know, you can trust yourself to defend yourself. That brings you peace. So when I see this Ten of Swords card that follows, what I'm seeing is almost like, here she is resting her head on the sword, remembering the lessons that taught her to be in this energy. So there has been a lot of heartache, and it's not just simple disappointment. These are profound heartaches. Look at the way this dragon in the background mourns the fallen one. This is intense with the lightning and the fire bursting forth. This is a soulful cry. And this is a lament for that very innocent core self that has been harmed through these experiences. But that is also that self that you have learned to protect as you are now in this energy. And this is a memory. Well, perhaps many memories. So now what you seek to find is your harmonious foundation. And that's what the Four of Wands is, that happy home life, that secure and joyous happy home life. The four corners are established. You have a solid foundation, and it's everlasting foundation as well. And we see all this fire, these four fire dragons, these four wands are wands of fire. This is a very powerfully vibrating energy, because it is a high vibrating energy, and it has to do with the joy and the happiness of finding that security that you've been looking for a long time. We see the presence of the sun in the sky, and that is just a reminder of the happiness and the joy of this foundation. So this is what you're seeking. This is what you're seeking, and it is what you are heading towards here at the center. Okay. And then some interesting things have happened here, because I see the Sire of Swords. The Sire of Swords is the mate to the Queen of Swords. So remember how I said that the Lover's card can have two meanings, and that it can be about balancing your own inner energy as well as finding your love? Well, in your pathway, both these meanings apply. Okay, because you are both coming into union with a partner, and also coming into union with yourself. And that is why we have the complement of the Sire with the Queen of Swords. I'm just feeling like cleansing this again, so bear with. And thank you for giving me a moment to do that. There she goes. Fire is powerful energy. It's also transformative energy. Let that flame kind of burn itself down there. Okay. This has been this balance where you come into that balance of the masculine and feminine energy within. This is being challenged by a devil-like energy of a few antagonizers who work together. So here we have this coming in, and perhaps that's why maybe that's why I felt like we're lighting the Palo Santo. Yeah, because now we're talking about this devil energy. So let's just lay down some protection here. Okay. But let's take a look at this. Oops. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Okay. So what we have here is there's a kind of enraged jealousy here. And then you've got this community working together with gossip and just, negative attacks and just low level, pitiful stuff that I don't think it's going to end up bothering you too much. You're too much in your power to be bothered by this. And I say that because what follows this energy is the Four of Pentacles. There we go. You can see it. Yeah. And you're just you're just calmly holding your own, holding your own energy here, just building on your. So again, pentacles can represent spiritual energy or actual money. You're just focused on you. You're building up your security. You're working on yourself. You're working on, you're making yourself secure in the world, and you're just not much concerned with this crap that's going. Sorry for my language. You're just not that concerned with this low level stuff that's going on. It's petty gossip, petty jealousy. And you'll be able to rise above that. And you're coming into something much more profound. You're actually coming into a deeper spiritual awareness of yourself and a deeper spiritual awareness of the world without. Actually becoming very powerful in a spiritual way. Because we have here the moon card and the shaman. We see that crab emerging from the water. And I love the compliment of the cats here, because this little cat sees itself as every bit as powerful as the big cat over here. So the little cat sees itself as a tiger. Excuse me a moment. Okay, sorry about that. Look at the dragon in the moon. Dragons represent an ancient wisdom, the power of ancestral knowledge, a deep magical wisdom, or I should say spiritual wisdom, as represented by the dragons. Dragons are also guardians of treasure. So this dragon emerging from the moon to meet the crab that's rising up, this is your consciousness emerging from the subconscious, now prepared to receive the wisdom, to receive spiritual knowledge and wisdom and power. And so as you're kind of going from initiate and developing all the way to shaman, where the practice of a spiritual life, you're going to be very skilled at that. Okay, and this means applying our spiritual lessons to the way we live. It is being adept at interpreting spiritual messages so that you can apply them to the way that you live. And this could be through astral travel. This could be through working with guides. Spiritual guides can give us messages in many different ways using any of our senses. And so your particular power, your particular ability in the spiritual realm, it may be any of those possibilities. But what's the same here for everyone is that you're just living an awakened life in a better way. And it is through this that finally, and I just have to, I'm sorry, but I cannot believe that we got two paired kings and queens, Queen of Swords and King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. And so, they say, as within, so without. As you balance yourself inside, you find your balanced partner, the one who will create offspring with you. I mean, we know what rabbits represent and why, and here they are surrounding a nest of eggs. So perhaps you're going to have many children, be very fertile. But most importantly, you are going to meet your mate. And being the King and Queen of Pentacles means balance, both spiritual and physical. So you together will continue creating this beautiful, actualized life together. And it's just going to be a very beautiful energy. And so you've got a partner coming into your life that enters at the time when you find balance within yourself and the power within yourself to be able to live in an awakened way. Then you both can come together and create that awakened life together. So this has all been, wow, quite a tremendous reading. I hope that you see that, because look at the, I can't believe the 2 pairs of Kings and Queens came out. That is amazing. That is definitely the love that's going to come in at this right time is going to be the one that is your divine partner on this earth. Absolutely. Okay, so I do like to go to the cards at this time to look for any further advice, and we're gonna go to the Dragon Wisdom cards. We have a card of shadows. We have a card of courage. Let's begin with the shadows card. This card is calling you to closely examine your personal shadows. Shadow aspects are those parts of ourselves that we don't like very much, and so we tend to consciously avoid acknowledging them. So in other words, we might say, I'm not the impulsive spender. So-and-so is the impulsive spender. We project. Look for attitudes and qualities that you might project onto others. And if you find yourself doing that a lot, it's probably a shadow aspect of yourself. Facing your shadows is a very difficult thing to do. It's uncomfortable. But it's also important, because when we do not acknowledge the darker side of ourselves, that is when it has the ability to easily manipulate our behavior. If we are unaware of our pitfalls, then we fall into them. There may be certain ways that you talk yourself into something that you know that you shouldn't do, or talk yourself out of something that you know that you should do. And so now is the time to look at that and find a way to overcome and heal that shadow energy. And that is all about how, that is the process, that is the way forward for how to live that awakened, that spiritually awakened life, which is the path ahead for you. It's interesting that the Lover's card is the theme for our reading, and this courage, this card of courage is all about making choices. You may have remembered at the beginning of the reading, I said this card used to be called the Choice, the Lover's card. Well, it wasn't titled, it was always titled the Lovers, but colloquially it was called the Choice, as people interpreted it that way. It meant an important choice between two options. So as this Courage card comes up, it's talking about facing that situation where you need to make a courageous choice. And the choice might be yes, the choice might be no, but whichever way you decide, you're to do so with conviction, never looking back, never doubting the choice you made, but fully committing to that choice going forward. So there's going to be, as you examine your shadows, you're going to be making some difficult personal changes. And you're just encouraged. There's no judgment in these cards. There is no person alive who doesn't have a shadow aspect. There's no judgment in these cards. There's only encouragement. And the encouragement is to rise above, to have the power and the strength to say fully yes or fully no, and be committed to that choice and carry it out going forward. If it is, I will, let's say something simple. Let's say I've known for a long time I need to stop eating so much sugar. And I've been avoiding changing my diet in this way because it's a whole new lifestyle. It would change the way I eat permanently. And now is the time to say, this is the moment I make the change. Right here, right now. From this moment on, I'm eating a low sugar diet. And there is no allowance for anything outside of that. I'm committed to this change. I'm making this change happen. I'm doing it wholeheartedly, without question and without fear. That was a very simple example. Probably the choices you're going to need to make will be a bit harder than that. And this is an excellent time to take out a journal and try to work out what changes you want to see in yourself. What patterns are you stuck in that need to change? And the courage, both of these cards, by the way, are the cards of the Black Dragon. That's very interesting because the Black Dragon holds the highest vibration of love. And so here we have this love card. Your choices are to be made from that perspective of self-love, love for self, love for others, that respect for yourself. In your greatest respect for yourself, what would you like to see yourself do? And then commit to those changes and make those changes in your life boldly, courageously, breaking through the patterns, powering through the changes. Okay, now that's personal work that needs to be done before this divine partner can come in. And so the sooner that you do these changes and make these changes, the sooner you start living in this happy collaboration, which is going to be very fertile. Now, people of any age could be watching this video. If you are beyond the age of bearing children, that fertile relationship could mean something else. It just could mean that the two of you together are creating a beautiful life that has fertility in other ways. Like having an abundant ability to also be an example for or help or lead or guide others, which is what a shaman does. Okay, this ends the fire reading for the month of February. I hope that you have found something valuable here. How very exciting to do the work that lies ahead of you because of the beautiful outcome that lies ahead. at the other end of that work. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be beautiful. If you have enjoyed this video, then please hit the like button at the bottom of the screen. If you are curious about other messages, go ahead and peruse my channel, Mooncat Tarot. There are lots of videos there, and you might just find one that calls to you. If it does, then it probably has an important message there for you. If you're liking the videos that you see, consider subscribing to my channel. If you subscribe, then you will receive notifications every time a new video comes out. And if you are looking for more personal information, a more specific reading that is tailored just for you, then you may want to purchase a personal reading through my Calendly page. The link to that page is in the description down below. Mostly, I just want to say thank you for watching. I'm so happy to have you here, and I hope to catch you in another video.